how much the industry is going to grow in the next year, in 3 years, and 5 years?
I think that our industry is going to continue to grow significantly and will not be affected by any kind of double dip. I think that digital advertising, digital per se, will continue to evolve, and we will see some transformation in the media mix. Of course, digital is going to become the second largest medium after television, and probably taking over some other media. But we will see, all in all, that all actors will eliminate and will create a blur between the various media, incorporating digital.
All right, do you care to give a number? 10%, 15%? I mean, some of the analysts say 12.5%, I read. You are the pros.
It will be, on the digital side, it will be 15%.
15%, great.
But I think the next 2 or 3 years are going to be tough, especially in the Occidental world. Probably emerging markets will compensate some of that loss of value in the advertisers in the rest of the world. But still, even though they have big growth numbers, they still have low dollars in absolute numbers, so the compensation will be difficult. Now, I think areas like mobile, data analytics, search, and less importantly, will continue growing and lead in the future. To give a figure, 15% probably is an average for the next 5 years that I would buy.
All right. 15% is the average for next year, which is good news so far. Let's see what you think.
As to your question, I feel that in the next few years, we will see a convergence of TV and online, and I think the lines will blur between the two. The two channels will continue to be the leading channels when an advertiser considers investment in. And I think that maybe in 5 years, we will not we will not see online, digital and TV as two different channels. So I believe that combined, they will present a very large portion of the media spend.
Okay. Gideon, if you want, you can also say something about the market in Israel. And if we have a 15% growth for 2011, 2012 worldwide, I'm not sure that's the situation in Israel right now.
I'm not going to give you a figure, but I give you a direction. I think the internet is probably the media of people. And we all see what happened with the power of people this year in Israel, but not only in Israel. And because of the power of people and because of the growth and the strength of that power, I believe that the power of digital and internet will be stronger than ever, because it became this year, and mostly in Israel, you can understand that this is the alternative tool of how you can change all the environment. You can see all the big companies in Israel just asking for some silence from the people. And probably for the internet, there will be never a silent second.
Okay, but I'm not going to let you off the hook completely. You are the Israeli pro in this panel. We have some Israelis in the audience. What the hell is happening in the industry in Israel in the last 3 months?
I would say that all the companies in a kind of a shock. They don't know how to react to this protest, and in a kind of trying to find the solutions. It will take some more time, because the first thing that those companies is doing is just shut down everything. And this is the first move of saying, I mean, the first phase is saying nothing happened, which is denying. The second phase, it's, saying, in a way there is something, but it will go away. And the third, which is now the beginning of that phase, it's, Houston, we have a problem. There is a big problem outside, and we need to find a solution. So now I would say all those companies are trying to find a solution. The next phase will be that phase that the solution will be outside, and then everybody could react to those solutions. But right now, everybody is trying to find how to react to the power of people.
Okay, so you're not giving me a number, but you're saying we're at the lowest point for this thing.
Yeah.
Good. Renee, what's your guess?
15%. No.
Great.
I believe.
I have a headline already. I mean,
I believe you need to look at formats and you need to look at the markets. I mean, more mature markets will probably grow less, and immature market, emerging markets, much more. When it comes to formats, you have video that grows 35 to 45%. Social media formats will grow even more, and the same with mobile. So I think there's a differentiation between formats and markets, but 15%.
I think one thing I'm seeing is they're starting to cut back in areas that are like fringe, DSPs and DMPs, and places where they are experimenting. I think they don't see as much return where there was this promise of rich data enhancing ad networks. I don't think it's proving out as much. So I think there are areas that are growing at 15%. There's other areas that are decelerating when it comes to buying media online today.
Like everyone, I believe in the 15% rate. Basically, when you don't know, you put 15% in the business plans. And I agree also about the fact that the formats will grow differently. I see video and mobile growing above 20%, maybe higher than 25% for the next 3 years, then going down to 15%. But the most important and interesting phenomena to us publisher is that we see display bouncing back. In mature market, displays is growing, plain displays is growing quite slowly, about 6% growth rate. But in the next years, through video and through social media, we see that growing much faster with innovative formats. And maybe if we can produce a growth rating point, it might help.
which sector is going to be the winner, say specifically next year? I mean, it's been search and search and search for the last couple of years. Is it going to continue this way, or who are we going to see as the next mover up?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Yes, well, in terms of absolute numbers, search is search and will remain as such. But in terms of growth, I believe strongly in video growth, because catch-up TV is growing in terms of offer and in terms of consumption, and the monetization of that is quite poor. People spend 25% of their time online looking at videos, and only 2% of that is properly monetized. So I see that as a huge opportunity, starting with the catch-up TV niche provided by the broadcasters. They're growing very fast, at least in Europe. Well, okay. And then mobile.
Who's going to be the winner?
Yeah, I think it's, we actually had our 10 largest customers last week at our headquarters asking them about mobile and social. Where do you want us to invest? And so mobile right now seems to be where a lot of their customers are going, and that's where they want to put most of their money.
The beauty of advertising is that the money will always follow the eyeballs. So that's the simple answer. The question is, how fast will it go? So we are spending most of our times right now consuming social media via mobile devices. That's where the money will go. If we're using most of our time doing video, that's where the money will go. So we will still do search, and I think I saw some statistics, and search is growing still with a very beautiful number, but social is where the consumers are, and people are watching lots of video online, so the money will follow. And I think that these guys on the media agency side, they need to start spending money in these channels as fast as we as consumers are using our time there. And it will happen eventually.
Okay.
I would say video. If you will go for the most important ever Nike campaign, it was the Nike campaign for the Mondial, which is right the future. So it's a video. It means it's not print, it's not anything but video, but it's the most expensive video ever doing in advertising. It costs more than $10 million. It means you can create a kind of Hollywood movie with such an amount. And this video wouldn't go for TV. It wasn't the format for TV. It was more than 2 minutes. It was something which the production was enormous, and the main aim for that video was the people. It was about, we are going to create some value into that video that everybody on earth is going to take this video and share with other people. So this is something which is totally different from the world that we knew. So it's about video, it's about creating video in different standards that we ever could do for advertising or for TV, and encourage people and count on the power of people in terms of doing the advertising without pay for the media. So because of that video, for me, it's the most important thing that is going to change the world in terms of digital advertising.
Okay, anybody else?
I have to agree. I also think this is part of what I said about TV and online convergence. We see every advertisers actually that producing video for TV, broadcast TV, ask us to deliver the same video to online websites, and we see the consumers change their behavior and they consume more video online. And today, I think the figure is out of the digital advertising, it's only 10%. It must go up dramatically. And the same, mobile will grow too. It's only 2%, so it should grow substantially too.
Okay.
I think we have to differentiate what is video, online consumption and advertising budget. If we refer to advertising budget, which I think was the question that you were referring to, today search is taking, as you're saying, 50% of the budget. I agree that video will come up, mobile will come up. Today, travel agencies' revenue generation is 15% coming from mobile already. So just to quote Forrester, I think made a study, an analysis in 2015, display will overtake search. Of course, we'll have to consider that search will evolve into social search engines and video search engines. But still, I thought it was interesting to realize that display was forecasted to be on top of search by 3 years' time.
We all agree that after search, display is going to be a very important area of investment in the very short term. What we have also heard in Davos this year is that internet is dead and long live mobile internet. We are shifting the business model. We are moving towards mobile enhanced solutions because this is what will encourage people to use more and better all the tools. So yes, we're going to spend a lot of money and effort on search and display, but m-commerce is going to be the long-term investment where all the marketers and the agencies are going to put their effort into. I would add that we see that buzz media is the most effective and efficient solution in terms of advertising, and this is the effort that everyone is trying to produce because this is the cheapest way to invest. And of course, as soon as you got buzz and you have been able to create that, you have an incredible return on your investment.
Well, coming here this morning, I received an email from yet another research company saying that 5 companies.
That's Business Insider. You
that's
should
business.
quote
I
them.
saw it on Business Insider, but it was from some other guy. And it showed that 65% of the market is dominated by 5 companies: Google, Facebook, Yahoo, Microsoft, and then there's AOL,
and,
sorry.
And Google alone having 46%
exactly.
market share.
And so the question is very simple. Is Google too big? What is going to stop them and maybe Facebook, you know, to become a market of just 2 companies?
First of all, I want to add another number. It's not only that Google are the biggest, if you look on profitability, they're actually presenting around 80% of the aggregated EBITDA from all the ecosystem and industry. So they're definitely dominating the space. And I think that what the action item for advertisers is basically to try and separate their technology, their data, and reduce dependency on Google, just to allow other players to get into the space and get some dominancy, and also make sure that they can stay efficient in terms of pricing.
I think that we have entered, and there was a presentation earlier this morning about the market shares, how the market shares divide. I think that we have entered in a world where competition is greater than ever. And we see that some newcomers can always take a position and and eliminate some of the former contenders. We are no longer in a world where we share the markets, but the winner takes it all. And this is only due to the intensity and the investment that some players are making, that they reach their position. Now we see that after Facebook is making some great initiative, they are taking some strong steps to Google, and then we see Groupon coming in. So I don't think that the market is frozen, and we'll see some evolution going forward. We don't see it as a competition between advertisers and those media companies. I see that we need to encourage strong investment in technology, in research from the Google, the Facebook of the world, but also the big platforms, the AOL, the Amazon, because this is, and the Microsoft, because this is among the players that are going to change the world.
Suppose you need to design a digital campaign for your most important product or your most important cause, and you need to give the director one tip, one thing that you want to say to the guy who's going to do the work for you. What would it be? Listen to consumers.
I would say, first of all, define your objective very well, and then use data and interactive creative.
So you're the math guy.
I have a name for that. The name is VIP. V for value. Value the time of the consumer, otherwise you're not there. Second is innovation. Create something that cannot be done, and in that case you bring people to like it and to do something with that. And the third is P for power, or for people. Empower the people.
Create very good content, have a clear distribution, and make sure it's all shareable and possible to distribute on all formats.
Find the best data you can to target. So just get a great data source and target. I'm not as much believer in the creative as I am the data behind it to target it. So.
The first would be great storytelling, because I think that for us advertisers, this still is the base of our barrier to entry against Google's or math guys. Great storytellers. Give away tools, enable your watchers to engage, so all kinds of tools are welcome. And in that respect, I think that what was said this morning about research online, purchase offline offers many opportunities of advertising campaign, click and mortar kind of, funneling people from the internet to the stores. This, I think, should be an interesting thing. And of course, virality, as you all said.